Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 5 of 100 machine learning projects. So today we will be working on very basic and very important aspect of machine learning, or a very important aspect of data understanding, because before you move forward you have to understand how this data works and how this data looks like and what to to take care of, and how to understand like what are the main features that you have to focus on during these projects. So today we will be starting from the basics, so just let me share my screen and then we can move forward. So today we will be working on house prediction. We will be creating a house prediction model using linear regression model. So before that, we will be talking about the basics of of the code, of the understanding of the data, because I realized like in back videos you have to understand little bit more basics about the data that are very important. So we will start with the basics, that are dependent and independent variables, which are the main category that you have to focus on during the data to identify those variables. So and then I will be explaining the linear regression with a fun analogy, and finally walk through some Python code to build your own house predictor, price predictor. So we can just let's get started. Yeah. So, what are dependent and independent variables? So, very important and very important features, because there will be a lot of times where you have to pre-process the data, you have to understand the data, so you have to know what variables means and how these dependent and independent variables can help you in pre-processing, as well as can also help you in enhancing the accuracy of your model. So, before we predict house prices, let's talk about two key concepts: dependent and independent variables. Think of these as the ingredients in a recipe. The dish you are cooking, that's the dependent variable. The things you are trying to predict are the independent variables, like the ingredients you add, like flour, sugar, and the factors that influence the outcome, because these independent variables might look like very simple, but they can they have a very huge impact on how you are going to train the model, and how you are going to like what model to choose, and how these variables have the connections towards each other. That also matters a lot. So now let's start with some examples to move forward. So for examples like house price prediction, so when we talk about for house price prediction, dependent variables will be like the house price, that the price that we want to predict, and the independent variables are like house size. It does not depend on anything: the number of bedrooms, location, or age. These are the ingredients that affect the price. So these are independent variables, but dependent variables are that on these independent variables, the dependent variable is like will fluctuate, or it will increase or it will decrease. For example, if you have a house of like 5 bedrooms, and if you have then it will have a price of like this thing. So like suppose 100K of 5 bedrooms. For two, it's an apartment, it might cost less. And but it also depends on the location, the latitude and longitude, or the the city that you're working. Like for example, a big villa will like 15 to 20 20,000 square feet will have a very will be like 4,000 400K. And same goes for a bedroom, like a 2 or 3 bedroom in a New York City. So it depends on the latitude and longitude and various things, like how much old the house is, how many bedrooms, what is the square footage of the area. So these things matter a lot. So now the next thing will come under is like these are the dependent and independent variable, but you have to understand the relation between them. So for example, if we increase the square footage of the area of the house and it is in the same locality, there is a very good chance that the price of that house will increase. For example, if you have a 200 square feet area and it is for 100K, there might be a chance like if you have a 400 square feet of area, then it might go from 200 to like 350 to 400, like double it, or it will have a proportionality. So for these kind of variables, it comes into linearly related to each other, the dependent and independent variables. So when we talk about the variables, for example, like you are studying, so predict productivity, we will talk about the productivity. When we are studying, in the starting we make a lot of progress when we are studying, right? You are able to understand and you are practicing it, but after a while it is stagnant. It does not matter how much time you are giving it, but the progress that you were having in the starting while learning, that still figuring it out, but you will not the productivity will become stagnant after a while. But once you have learned, or you are good, like you know this, you know your stuff, you have learned, you have practiced it, so the productivity will become less. So these are kind of variables which are not linearly dependent on each other. So those variables depend are different, and they cannot you cannot plot a graph, and you cannot say, so these might be like exponential or a different kind. With two variables you can plot a line and you can predict, okay, for example, for 200 square feet the price was 400, so for 400 square feet the price will be like 400 something or 600, like it will increase. So you can plot a line, and then you can predict for two variables. If you want, there are multiple variables, then you can plot a plane regard a hyperplane regarding that, and the to predict the prices. So these are the things, but for productivity you cannot do that. There is a lot of things, uh, like heart attack, there are multiple factors that matter, but it doesn't matter, it does not mean that they are like um, linearly attached or in relationship with the target variable. So collinearity matters. So for linear data, for linear relationship between independent and dependent variables, we can use linear regression. So linear regression, so that's we are going to talk about. So let's talk about linear regression then. So it's a machine learning model that finds the best straight line to predict the dependent variable based on the independent variables. Think of it like drawing a line through a bunch of dots on a graph to capture the trend. And so when we talk about the analogy to understand it better, is like imagine you are a real estate agent with a ruler, and you measure features like house size and number of bedrooms and the now, and you will know, like it predicts the price for you. So linear regression is like that. It finds the best line that connects features to prices. So math behind it, we will also understand like how it actually works on, like on the behind, like how, what is the thing. So linear regression uses the formula of you must all remember the slope of the line, the formula of the line, y is equals to mx plus c, where y is the y-axis, x is the x-axis, and m is the slope, plus c is the what we can say, plus c is the y-intercept. So this linear regression is regarding that only, where different features will be like y will be the predicted value, m is the different bias or beta or weights that you give, and x is equals to the input variable like house square footage of area, and c will be like the y-intercept, or you can say the bias that we provide during the training of that, to see that which of the line is you can tune, or you can. So this is alpha is like hyperparameter that you can tune afterwards. You can see that okay, this is not working, so you can provide it later or not. But because there are multiple variables, so the formula will go like y is equals to w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus w2 3 s3 x3 plus c. So this is how it's going to look like. So linear regression is like the, is like finding the perfect recipe for house prices by tweaking the ingredients amounts to get the target, tastiest result, or the target result. So let's see how to code this and understand like how it is going. So for this particular information, we are using the California housing data set, and which has the data on houses in California. It includes dependent variable house price. Independent variables are like features like median income, house age, average rooms, population, latitude, longitude, and more. So let me show you that this is the data set that we have loaded the data set. And I have also printed some, to make you understand like what this data set actually prints. So I have just printed like the first five rows of the data set. You can see the median income, house age, average rooms, average bedrooms, population, average occupancy, latitude, and longitude. Because I told you that these things matter. In Texas you might get a very good house in the same price at, but in the same price you might not get that much of a square footage or bedrooms in New York or in SF. So these factors actually matter, so we are going to move forward with that. So this was the data set that we want to talk about. So now let's code the house price predictor. So let's jump into the Python and build our model. We will use libraries like Python, scikit-learn, and matplotlib. Follow along and I will explain each step like we are cooking together in the kitchen. So it's the analogies that we are working on, we will follow that. So we will load the California housing data like grabbing a recipe book, and DF is our data frame, a table with columns like all the things that independent variables that I median income, house age, and price. And we will pre-process the data. We know because we have to divide it into the dependent and independent variables. So I already told you about. So X here say you can see that, yeah. So this one, the pre-processing, you can see X is equals to, we are dropping the from the table, we are dropping the target variable, so that we have to see that we're just dropping the target variable and we're converting all the independent variables together and dependent together. And we will separating features and target. And now we will do the standard scalar, like measuring ingredients in the same unit. So because everything is like of different value, so if everything is on different value, it is very hard to compare them, to make an analysis or to make a statement about that how these features or these different features impact a particular target variable. So what we are doing, we are going to scale features to have a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1, so the model isn't biased by large numbers. Because there is a chance, see, here you can see that okay, these are positive, latitudes are positive, longitudes are negative. Here the population is that, and average income, see, everything is very very less, but population is a big number. So there might be a chance, if we don't standardize or normalize these features into a similar format, then what will happen, the target variable will might to be focused towards take more information regarding, okay, this has more importance for the population, and it will start predicting it towards more towards population. It will become biased. So we don't want that, because we want all the features to be included, and and to move forward with that. So we will do that. And okay, it, if you want, I can also explain you that why we need, like, if imagine if you measured sugar in pounds but flour in grams. So your cake, that this is not going to be a very good recipe, because you have to measure everything in like in grams or in cups measurement, or in like scaling keeps everything uh, you know like everything in the same format where you are measuring, and it makes it keep consistent, the data is consistent for the for the training. And then we are going to train and test the model. We are splitting the data 80% to the train the model and 20% to test it. Random state is 42 ensures we get the same split every time, like following the same recipe again and again. Now we are using the model that is provided by the scikit-learn linear regression. We are fitting the model over that. Like here this is the place where all the magic happens. The model learns the best recipe to predict prices from features, and it's like tweaking the amount of sugar and flour until the cake tastes perfect. And like to understand like which line, basically we are plotting a line between all those variables and predicting the target variable. So this is how it is going to be. And now there we also made a prediction about like, okay, how this new value will look like. So we create a new house with features like median income and a house and latitude and longitude, and we scale these features to match the training data, like using the same measuring cups. And the model predicts the price, which we convert from like $2. And it's like asking your magic ruler what's the house worth, and it gives you a price based on the recipe it learned. So these are the things that actually matters. But now I will explain you why I told you about the dependent and independent variable, linearity of linear relationship between target and independent variable. So but what is if this is everything, like linear regression is very good model, you can use it if you are very much sure about the relationship between the variables. But the let's discuss about the cons of linear regression as well, in which sometimes what happens, because it is just fitting a line between all the variables. So if a variable, if there is an outlier and you are plotting that outlier, and you have not pre-processed the data, you have not cleaned the data properly, it will tweak the line very drastically. And because of that drastic change, there might be a chance that the model's accuracy will be tweaked, and you will not get a very good accuracy, you will not get a very understanding, a very good model train. The training will also be also an issue. So you have to make sure that the relationship is linear. You have to make sure that how you are handling the outliers, how you are handling the classes. You have to make sure that the data set is like is a very good. How like the data set, are you able to understand the data set? You have to make sure that before like there is a correlation matrix that you can put. So maybe I have that in here. So yeah, this is the correlation matrix that we put. So here we can see that how these variables are related to each other, because if two variables are related to each other like this, then means they are very similar. So you don't have to train your model on that particular way. You can drop that the particular variable, and you can just train all the other models for to predict the prices for the target variable. So this is it. We have. So I will be sharing with like what we have, like how what are the F1 score and everything, the accuracy, the certificate, model training, MSc is there, testing R square. So I will be sharing with you guys this particular document. I also have created some norms like to take care to understand if you have any info, like how to run the code, if you are facing any issue in regarding running the code. If you have just a second, yeah. So if you have any issues regarding the code, you can just send me a comment. You can reach out to me, and DM. You can DM me on Insta or on Facebook or on YouTube as well. That we are facing this issue, so we can sit together and we can figure it out, like what is going on. And for the other things, just make sure that you go through the data. Data is very important. So first, make sure that you go through the data, you understand the data, and then only you have to make decision of which kind of model that you are going to train your data on. So that is very important. Hopefully this YouTube session help you in understanding why independent, dependent, the linear relationship, the non-linear relationship of variables, and how a basic thing can help you in deciding that what kind of model will be the best for you. So this was it from my side today. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I hope you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share as much as you want, and please come back again for the next video, hopefully tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.